From our world-class Australian campus, our passionate lecturers are able to educate trials riders from all over the world. Are you ready to learn? Welcome to the University of Trials. Well, here we are, the 8th and final class for this semester. This is what we've been working towards and what all of the prior lessons have been leading up to. Now we're just about to cover off some of the hardest obstacles in this game, so put your textbooks down, pick up a controller, and let's get riding. One of the obstacles that's notorious for its difficulty is these wooden pallets, so we're going to focus on them firstly. When you're starting out on this track, I'd always suggest that you break this down into 3 unique components and tackle them one at a time. For the first pallet, use this technique here where you hook your front wheel over the front edge. This will allow you to slow the bike down and take the second jump in a much more controlled fashion. For the remaining 2 pallets, it's a matter of using the technique that I've taught you for landing on an uphill slope, having your body weight leaning forward and then gently using the throttle to maintain your balance. The key is to accelerate slowly off the top of these pallets and only enough where you get forward momentum. If you try and accelerate too fast, and especially if you accelerate at 100%, you'll find yourself doing a backflip more often than not, and this won't propel you forward and over the jump. Repeat this process again to steady yourself on the 3rd obstacle, but now's the part that I consider to be really tricky if you don't know the technique, but exceptionally simple once you do. All you need to do here is once you've got yourself steady, start accelerating at only about 30 or 40%. Wait until your front wheel clears the top of the ramp, and what you'll notice is because you're going so slow, your front wheel will actually start dipping further to the right. Only when you start to see your front wheel dip down, start accelerating at 100%, and that will just give you a little bit of extra forward momentum, but as you can see in the example here, clear the jump very easily. As you can see, there's always faster ways to complete these obstacles, but figuring that out for yourself is half the fun of this game. Now we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Oh, hello. I'm Professor Shady from the University of Trials, and I often spend my time wondering how it is that people learn how to become an excellent trials rider. Here are some of the things that people have been doing to try and become the best rider they can be.
Without any dedicated educational establishments, players were left to find their own ways to learn different riding techniques. Some resorted to using toys in their backyard, others took more extreme measures. As you can see, none of this worked. It was because of this that in 2012, the University of Trials was established.
The University of Trials is one of the world leaders in trials education and the only university recognized by the International Institute of Trials Riding Professionals. We've been providing online lessons for some time now, but today I'm here to announce this exclusive Semester 1 DVD box set.
Relive all your favorite University of Trials lessons, including bunny hop, ramped around objects, uphill transitions, make it easy, and fan favorite ramp front wheel jump twist.
Still not convinced? Order in the next 15 minutes and we'll send you a second DVD box set absolutely free as our gift to you. Stock is extremely limited, so please get your orders in and we'll see you in Semester 2.
This is just a joke. We're not selling DVDs. If you actually send us money, we'll keep the money, but we're not sending you a DVD. This has not been a paid commercial message for the University of Trials.
I'm sure when everybody played Magic Marker for the first time, they got to this exact point and faltered as much as I did. The reason why this jump is so tough is because you have to be almost perfect. There's very little room for error here, so I'm going to give you a few pointers about how to complete this as consistently as you can. Firstly, start from a seated position and ensure that your rear wheel is touching that corner so you get the maximum run up. As you start accelerating, gently press to the left to ensure that your front wheel lifts up and glides smoothly over the ramp. As it did with the ramp hop technique, you'll notice that your front wheel will continue to lift up as long as you keep your weight over the rear of the bike. Accelerate as hard as you can, and while only having the rear wheel in contact with the platform, perform a bunny hop at the last possible moment. Ensure that you flick to the left to lift the rear wheel up so you gain the height you need, then press hard to the right to ensure that both wheels come smoothly in contact with the ramp, and then what you need to do is gently press the accelerator to climb up this ramp. Press hard to the right as soon as your front wheel clears the top of the ramp, and this should get you over the ledge. This scoreboard obstacle on Dark City Run is notoriously bad, and I know a lot of people have had a lot of trouble trying to get over this consistently. Rather than trying to break down the technique in too much detail, what I really wanted to do is show 2 or 3 different ways of approaching this jump. The first one I'm going to show you here I consider to be the most consistent. What you want to do is, as you get to the smaller ramp at the bottom of the obstacle here, reverse as far back as you can. When you get right to the back, push to the right, have your body weight leaning forward. And the reason you do this is as you accelerate, you don't want the front wheel lifting up off the ground. Now what you want to do is perform a bunny hop, and what this should do is launch you all the way over the bottom pallet, landing steadily on the top one, then allowing you just to settle the bike down and continue over the obstacle. If you prefer, it's totally possible to use the landing on an uphill slope technique to break this down into 3 separate components. I will say though, there's very little room to move and you're more likely to make an error using this technique. However, if you do get it right, it can be quite quick to go over this way. Before we finished up on this track, I just wanted to give you one last little tip. You'll see here that ordinarily people will do a backflip and try and land on this upper ledge. This slows you down and is likely to cause a fault. What I'd suggest you do, lean forward on your bike like this, do a quick little bunny hop, and you'll see using this technique, you'll be able to skip that jump and get straight to the finish line. I'd argue that these pipes on the Great Fire are one of the hardest obstacles in the game. They're tough because there's little room for error and it's very difficult to complete them successfully. What I'd like to do is give you a couple of pointers about my strategy for getting over them as consistently as possible. First, what you want to do is sit down over the rear of the bike by pressing to the left. Then you want to start accelerating and do a bunny hop onto the first ledge. Pay very close attention to the angle that my bike hits this, because what you want to do is at this exact angle hit with your rear wheel, but do not do a bunny hop for the first part of this gap. As long as you hit it at the right angle, you'll actually be able to propel yourself up onto the first pipe without doing any jump at all. Then it's a matter of doing 2 rear wheel bunny hops to complete the jump. Again, these aren't particularly easy, but if you pay attention to the angle that the rider's at, it'll give you a great head start. I may be oversimplifying it here, but the key part for me is your initial launch off that first angled pallet and ensuring that you don't do a bunny hop for the first gap.
Well, there it is, guys. Semester 1 at the University of Trials is all wrapped up. I'd firstly like to thank all of the fans for all the comments and feedback that I've received throughout this semester. Equally, I'd like to thank Redlinks for their support in helping me put this together. It's been an absolutely amazing journey. But now, it's time for graduation, so it's time to let our hair down and have some fun.
So once again, I'd like to congratulate you for graduating for this semester at the University of Trials. Don't forget that you can check out YouTube to look at all of the previous classes and all of the other great Redlinks videos.